I want to begin by introducing myself and the firm. My name's Marty Ged. I'm the managing attorney of Ellis, Ged Bodden. And I would like everyone, I want to start the presentation with a simple task. I'm going to ask everyone to grab their cell phones and please take out your cell phones. No, actually don't turn them off yet. Before you turn them off, I would like everyone to go to their text message and send a text, prepare to send a text message. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to ask you to send a text message to the phone number 90210. It's a short code. Everyone remembers Beverly Hills 90210. So in the phone number, type in 90210, and in the message box, if you put MGED, that's it, and send, you will all get my electronic card. So the short code is 90210, like the show, and in the message box, type MGED. GED, as in Marty Ged. MGED. I will not spam you, but since everyone are professionals in this room and everyone has a smartphone, that allows you to put my contact information right in your smartphone, and you can share that contact with your clients, or hopefully our clients in the future. Okay. For anyone that would like my business card, there are business cards in the back, and I will be more than happy to share the paper business cards, but I always like to share my electronic card. So as I mentioned, folks, my name's Marty Ged. I'm the managing attorney of our firm, Ellis, Ged Bodden, and I want to introduce some of our staff that's here that actually helped put this together. Dana Rhinesmith, who's our marketing director. She did a wonderful job putting this together. I wanted to thank her. We have Kim Samarelli in the marketing department as well over here. I'm going to introduce everyone. Terry is our paralegal, one of our paralegals. Richard Romano is in field operations. I have Vern here, who's our lead disaster recovery attorney. He's the big cheese, so to speak, with the brains. He's the boss in the litigation world. And am I missing anyone, in case I forgot anyone? Cordelia with the public relations. So thank you, everyone, for coming on behalf of the firm. We really appreciate you taking the time out of your busy day and coming to an event like this. So tonight's presentation is going to be geared toward information towards professionals, but as I mentioned to some of you before, as I went around and introduced myself, we would like for everyone here to exchange information with each other. As professionals, as we're all involved in different networking groups and different professional organizations, it's important that we all share information with each other so we understand trends that are going on, successes, failures, and understand how to deal with certain issues as they may arise. So feel free to speak with each other. There is no one here that's competing with each other. I don't care if you're two contractors. There's just different things that people know or different ways to skin the cat, so to speak. So we welcome everyone to share information and to cordially speak to each other. Okay. So that's a picture of our home office in Boca Raton. The picture there represents about 95 people. Currently, the firm is a national firm with 10 offices in Florida. We have 3 offices in New Jersey. We have an office in Point Pleasant Beach. We have an office in Seaside Heights on Central Ave in Sumner, which is part of the Smart Center, who are been very kind to allow us to come into their building. We're on the 4th floor of that building, and that office will be opening probably in the next 2 weeks. There are some representatives here from the Smart Center, and the Smart Center is a wonderful facility where the Home Depot is in Seaside, and it's kind of a turnkey situation to allow people to gather the information that they need about the claims and to get it all under one roof. So please introduce yourselves to the people from the Smart Center. They are a resource here. Also, we have offices in Staten Island, in Midland Ave. We are in 3 offices in New Jersey. We're in Toto in New Jersey for our northern clients, and we're in Point Pleasant Beach, obviously, right down the street. So being a national firm, that's a picture of our home office. You can see the palm trees. Doesn't look like New Jersey. A little different, but very, very similar. And those are the people behind us, preparing us and helping us every day, helping Vern, myself, and Terry as the back office. Okay, so that's a picture of of who we are. Why are we here? How did we get here? Why are we all here today? Obviously, there's a common event, Hurricane Sandy. That's the common thread between all of us. We all know, we've all heard of stormtroopers. I think we all know what stormtroopers are. People from out of state coming here just for the purpose of gaining an opportunity, a financial gain. We're different. We grew up here, and I think it's important to share our story about why we are different and why we're here to help the people. Glenn Ged, our CEO, and my cousin, not my father. I'm often in front of a judge and they'll think, oh, he's my father, and he says, oh, Mr. Ged, your son was just before me arguing a case. And he gets very upset about that. He doesn't like that. He's my cousin and like a brother to me. But more importantly, our family, and it's important to recognize, one of my cousins, my father's first cousin, is here as well. And our family was very tight, and they grew up back in the 60s and 50s. They brought their families here to Point Pleasant. My grandfather purchased a home right down the road in Point Pleasant Beach in the 50s. Late 50s, early 60s, as well as half the other family members in our family. And through the generations, our family members have been visiting this area since we're little kids, since our mothers were in our mother's wombs, and we were here forever and ever. And the Jersey Shore is who we are. It's in our blood, it's in our DNA, it's in my kids' DNA. I have 3 children who are more proud to have a little beach bungalow to come to Point Pleasant Beach and spend the summer here than anywhere in the world. So this is a unique place for all of us, and the common thread is that, for all the people in this room at least, is that we want to help our people. So when the storm hit in October, and Dana as well works with us in Florida, has property here as well, we all got phone calls and tons of emails and people asking, well, what are you guys going to do? How are you going to deal with this? Are you going to deal with this? Being home based in Boca Raton, Florida, we had a couple hurricanes in the 2000s that I'm sure you're familiar with. Hurricane Charlie, Wilma, Ike, that we've had the opportunity, unfortunately, to handle those types of cases. And what we saw in those cases are typical, either you're underpaid, delayed, or denied. So long story short, you're getting 30, 40 cents on the dollar, and that's not what you're supposed to get. And what's unique about this area, which is very different than other areas in the country, is that people in Jersey, they can do it themselves, and they have the stamina to do it themselves. I urge everyone in this room to understand something. There is a 100% unfair bargaining power between the insurance company and the consumers. They know a lot more information, they have a lot more data, they know exactly what's going to happen with the cycle or the life cycle of a claim. They know when people will capitulate. They know how long they will capitulate. They have studies that actually show this. So knowing all this information, and kind of a unique fact is, my house, which is right down the street, was condemned, which really got me irked to find out, to say, I have to help myself. So when I looked to Glenn and we looked at each other, we said, either we're going to do this for one, me, or we're going to do this for everyone. And our motto is, we're not really concerned about ourselves. God has blessed us in a lot of different ways. So we wanted to help the people. So we decided to open our office in Point Pleasant Beach. We have currently 3 attorneys in the office, staff. We're employing local people in our office, and we are here to help people with their insurance claims, which I'm going to explain a little more about. So one of the things, and you know, when we were talking about this before, and Dana pointed this out so correctly to me, she said, you know, Marty, this is a great opportunity for this area to get a facelift. Okay, we all know a lot of these homes, a lot of this area needs rehab, needs construction, and we all know what's gone on in the past 5 years. I mean, come on, real estate and construction industry has been dead for the last 5 years. So let's make this a positive. Let's look at this as an opportunity to do the right thing, help customers, grow your business, and there's absolutely nothing wrong with making an honest dollar. So we believe that this is an opportunity for people in the industry to educate themselves, better enhance their marketing skills, create strategic alliances with other companies, and grow their business. And from what I've understood from around this room is, everyone wants to do business, but the consumers aren't getting the money to do the business. So hopefully today we'll be able to bridge a little bit of that gap to give you some information of how we believe that they can be compensated for their claims, and eventually hire contractors and real estate professionals and other people in the industry, which will be good for everyone. So the slide here, I mean, David Turton has been very kind. He's a local photographer. This is a local picture. It's amazing. This is not like stock video or stock footage. This is in Point Pleasant, along the Point Pleasant by the river. But what we do every day, we have 200 employees. As I said, we're a national firm. All we do every single day is fight insurance companies. We have thousands of cases filed nationally against insurance companies. And there's nothing wrong with insurance companies, by the way, but they're a corporation that has no soul. You and I have souls, we're human beings. An insurance company's job is to maximize shareholder return. If I'm the CEO of AIG, the way I make money is I hold premiums and I don't pay claims. It's a beautiful, beautiful business, okay? And the way I do that legally is by denying and delaying claims. When billions of dollars are invested, they grow interest and they get a lot more money than you and I get. And they are very, very smart in that they have professionals working for them from day one. When the claim is filed, they have adjusters, insurance agents, they have lawyers, accountants, consultants reviewing the claims. Most people in this room, or most consumers in this room, or even outside of this room, try to do it themselves under good faith. I was sitting today in an office with a client, with a new client, a PNC, as we call a potential new client in the office. And these were very, very nice people. Retired guy, owned a dry cleaner up north. They had a house in Lavallette. Actually had a house, I'm sorry, in the area where all the fires were on 35 by the Thunderbird, where the whole area burnt down. And he just could not understand. He said, my house is burnt down. I've had the policy for 37 years. I don't understand why I have to hire you. Couldn't understand it. And we walked through the claim, talked about it, and he said, why won't they just pay me? Sir, I wish they would just pay you. But unfortunately, the insurance company has no incentive to pay you unless there's a professional involved with a threat to make something happen. And the reason I'm talking about this now is that, so on the flood side, there's flood insurance, and on the wind side, there's obviously homeowners insurance. Homeowners insurance is paid for by shareholders, okay? They are private companies, for-profit companies. The flood insurance policy, which most people have, is a FEMA policy. FEMA is paid for by us. Everyone understands that. FEMA, let's kind of talk about insurance for a second. There's three types of covered losses. Homeowners, which is your wind. Flood, which is your flood policy. And then FEMA picks up people who are uninsured. Those are the three buckets of money where you can potentially get money for a claim. Flood is funded by the U.S. Treasury under an act of Congress. That money comes from taxpayers, us. Your homeowner's policy that you buy from State Farm, Allstate, your friendly neighbor, AIG, whoever it may be, is funded by premiums that the policyholders pay. Policyholders in insurance companies that are regulated or that are private insurance companies have shareholders to answer to. And when they don't make profits, the shareholders get really upset and the CEO may get fired. Unfortunately, what happens in the insurance world is that unless there's a threat of a lawsuit or the potential of a lawsuit, the insurance company has no incentive to settle. Once there is a lawsuit filed, they actually have to set reserves and report that to shareholders. That's what gets them all upset and Wall Street all upset. So respectfully, most professionals don't have the ability to do that other than a law firm or a lawyer to file a lawsuit. So it's important for you all to understand that, and we're going to constantly touch upon this, is that there is 1 year from the date of loss. And this is like the one most important thing that I'm going to ask everyone to take away with them today. October 29th, 2013, your claim will be forever barred if you do not have it filed. I'm going to repeat that. October 29th, 2013, your claim will be forever barred unless you have a claim filed. Under New Jersey law, what does a claim filed mean? Very unique distinction. So, New Jersey statute says breach of contract, which is what this fight is about. You have a contract with your insurance carrier, and it says, I'm going to pay you for damages. The New Jersey statute is 6 years. In New Jersey, you can limit it by contract with the consumer. If myself and the insurance company, AIG, State Farm, agree to otherwise, it's okay, it's permissible. Other jurisdictions, that's not permissible. Excuse me. So in the contracts that most of you people have, there's a 1 year statute of limitations. So the definition of a claim in New Jersey is the filing of a lawsuit, not picking up your phone and saying, Sally, adjuster, my house has been damaged by flood or my house has been damaged by wind. That does not qualify. I was recently, and Vern, one of our associates here, was at seminars where with the defense counsel, where they can't wait to get a claim after October 29th, because the first thing they do is file a motion to dismiss, and the case is over. They win. So the most important piece of information I can tell you folks in this room as professionals with fiduciary obligations to your clients is that they need to know October 29th is the deadline to file. Our firm will not be taking cases in the month of October. It'll be professional malpractice for us to do that because we couldn't get the cases filed in time. So there's going to be, on our firm at least, a cutoff of probably a month before. The next slide is about, I think we've all heard so much ad nauseum information about BFEs, base flood elevation, ABFEs. So the new base floods are out. Everyone in this room knows what I'm talking about. I think this is not new to anyone. There's contractors here, lifting companies, but the important part about this is the state of New Jersey still has not adopted it, guys. So what we're seeing right now is the base flood elevations is not law yet, may or may not be, and if someone has Governor Christie's cell phone, I'd love to call him today and say, what's the deal? Because it's not been adopted. It's federally been changed, but not states. States have the opportunity to accept or deny. Our state has not accepted or denied. So I'm sure everyone in this room has a client that's asking them, what do I do with the house? Okay? All I can tell you right now is to protect your claim, file your claim, deal with the ICC issue, the increased cost of compliance, if they have it. And as long as your claim is filed, you will protect your interests. And you may be able to get the money, and you may be able to lift at a later time or may not have to lift. So our position is protect your interests now. You can't plan for the unknown all the time. This is kind of one of those issues. And if you protect your interest, you're going to be okay. So we want to make sure everyone does that. I kind of mentioned a little bit about the insurance company, what they do. They're brilliant about how they manage claims. They're brilliant about the claims process. They have experts from day one, okay? But I want to explain to you what we do, which is more important to us and for your consumers. From the initiation of our clients, when clients retain us, our process is generally the same for everyone, which is important to recognize. And upon us being retained, we hire our own experts. So the firm works on a contingency fee basis. And what that means is that we don't require them to pay us an hourly bill like most lawyers charge in increments of 1/6 of time. We're only paid if we collect money. And the way the fee structure goes is that conversely to most public adjusters or different adjusters is that if the client has already received money, we don't touch their money. That's their money. Our incentive or our contingency fee is above what they've already received, and our job is to maximize that claim and to increase the value and get the most dollars that they're potentially entitled to. So with that being said, we work on a contingency and we prepare our own experts to battle against the insurance company. Most insurance companies, the second they get a letter of representation, they now come out and re-inspect the property. Why are they doing that now? Because they know there's a lawyer involved. They know we're going to look at every detail. They know we're going to look with a fine-tooth comb. And they want to make sure their I's are dotted and their T's are crossed. However, what we found is most of the insurance company experts are what we call hired guns, which is okay. We have our own hired guns. And our hired guns are generally going to be able to refute what the insurance company says, as well as be able to better document and better present the evidence in a way to lead it to a conclude in our favor. So we hire our own engineers, structural engineers from the beginning process to go to the client's homes. We hire adjusters to go to our clients' homes to document the damages and put dollar amounts to the damages. I'm a lawyer. I'm good in front of a judge. I know how to argue and use, and articulate and advocate for my clients. I don't know anything about contracting like you folks, but I know that when I get an estimate, I know that if my estimate is good, I know how to argue for that estimate. And I know how to trigger the clauses in the insurance. So we hire professionals that support us and help us document the claims. So as I mentioned, we hire a structural engineer, we hire an adjuster, excuse me, and as well as we have a meteorologist. The big fleecing that's going on right now is this whole storm is a flood. We all know it's a flood. There's no wind. No one got wind damage, right? No one's got wind damage here, right? No one got wind. Okay, that's bogus. There was 97-mile-an-hour winds reported in Seaside Heights, which were incorrectly reported the first time by the National Weather Services. And we have a national weatherman. This guy is amazing. His name is Rocco. And talk about and I say this in front of him, by the way, too, technical geek is not even the word. He is a weather guru. He looks into stuff that I didn't even know existed. And what he can do and what he helps us do is prove the damages and prove the causation. As we all know, and I said before, they're trying to push the focus on the flood. If the flood is the focus, taxpayers pay. Wind gets a free pass. If we can trigger the wind clauses and the wind coverages, that's where most people are going to be fairly compensated. So I want to make sure, and I'm sure everyone here can tell me a story of a client that has a homeowner's policy that probably got denied. I have a denial, and I actually have in my denial, it says I owe them money after applying the deductible. So that's probably common, and that's what most people are seeing. So if that's the case, those are the types of clients we want to be able to help and help them maximize their claims. Obviously, your client's best interest is our best interest. Keeping client confidentiality is extremely important. What we do is obviously help our clients and people that refer us clients maximize their claims. And understandably, most people in this room, if they're contractors, are stuck because their clients can't get to the next stage to increase the work or pay them for the work that they've already done. We can loosen that bottleneck. And the process that I just explained will help loosen that bottleneck. Some of the damages that most people may or may not know, or some of the damages that we're looking at are water damage, roof and window damage, fire damage, wind damage, damage to your car, boats, planes, property losses. These are the different categories or covered losses that may be covered. But what's really interesting is that when our forensic people go into these homes, our structural engineers, they're able to tell, based on scientific evidence actually, whether certain windows, windows and doors or siding, may or may not be affected. For example, that window right there. They're able to tell you whether the seals are broken, whether the argon gas in between the window has already been depleted, stuff that the naked eye wouldn't be able to tell you. The reason I point that out is that although some people say to themselves or their contractor, I have no damage, my house wasn't affected, that may not be the case. Because what happens in reality is that if you don't document your damage now, wait till the next storm comes along, they're going to say, oh no, this was Sandy related. This is pre-existing damage. This is something that happened from another storm. So the only way you can protect yourself and your clients is to document your damage and prove to the insurance company the damage are obviously from Hurricane Sandy. If you don't, you're never going to get paid for that. Now the question becomes, are they required to do the repairs? That's up to the contractors to make sure they do the repairs. Obviously, if the window's broken, you're going to bet your butt I'm going to buy myself a new window. I don't want a broken window. But some people may or may not want that. So we're going to be able to find the damages, and we're going to be able to get the clients compensated for the damages, and I hope the contractors will be able to fix the damages. That's our goal. Our fee is contingent, as I mentioned before. There is absolutely no money required by any client to put out of pocket. We are 100% incentivized on a contingency. That means if we don't recover anything, you don't have to pay us $1. Also, that means if I hire an expert to go out to your property, a meteorologist, a structural engineer, and an estimator, and then we determine that there's no damage to your house, I got plenty of claims that have real damage and significant damage. We are not here to manufacture claims. We are 100% ethical and bound by the ethical guidelines, and we're going to tell you you've been paid fairly. We're going to close the file and say, thank you very much, Mr. Smith. You don't owe us another dollar. You had a great day with the insurance company. And that happens, by the way. There are people that are compensated fairly, small minority, but we're going to tell them that too. And we're not looking to manufacture claims, and we want to make sure that they understand that as well. My point is that there is no upfront out-of-pocket money that the clients have to come up with to pass. And as I said, it's 100% contingency. Our consultations are free. I recommend everyone to please speak to Terry, myself, Dana, or anyone, or Richard in the office, or Vern, who's here. If you'd like to set up an appointment, please feel free to come in. It's generally helpful if they have some sort of insurance paperwork with them, so we know. I do want to mention some some of the positives about this. Once people are relieved of the process of this claim, it is a cathartic release, okay? Most people in this room either are handling a claim themselves or helping a family member handle a claim or helping a client handle a claim. It's a pain in the butt if you don't know what you're doing, okay? Get that off of your shoulders, get that off of your plate. Let the professionals that do this every single day deal with this. This is all we do. That allows you, it frees you up to work on your best and highest and best use, whether it's selling real estate, well, it's writing estimates, whatever it is you do, and focus in on what you do best. So I say that with all candor and all, welcome this. We'll sit here with all of your clients. We'll help them. We'll guide them. We'll advise them. There are so many tangential issues that come up with this, from property tax abatements, forbearance agreements, excuse me, forbearance agreements with their mortgages, how to help them deal with secondary homes, financing them, how to get money to rebuild your home, grants. There is grants galore out there. I tell you, I'm not a grant expert, but I can refer you to grant experts. So there is a slew of collateral information, collateral resources out there. I invite you to our website, justiceaftersandy.com. Please go to our website. You will see a continuous blog of information. Dana does a wonderful job updating it with FEMA maps. You can type in your address and go to a FEMA map and see what your zone you're in. So tell your clients to go there. And we are the type of firm, folks, we're not going to charge anyone for a phone call. We're going to give them advice. We're going to talk to them. We're going to hold their hands through the process. And we're real people. We're regular folks. As Glenn says all the time, we put our pants on just like you, one leg at a time.